Yo, check this out. I want to have a conversation about why a lot of truck drivers today are going broke. One of the things that I noticed that it was a trend for a minute in the beginning, like especially during the pandemic, and I think this kind of set a lot of truck drivers up. Even though you had a lot of truck drivers even before the pandemic that were splurging, doing their thing, had a bunch of cars, multiple homes. Cats out here was getting to the bag. But this is what's happening now that I noticed. And I even did some research. And I noticed that you starting to see this a lot now. The way trucking was before is not what trucking is now. The money that you was making before is not equivalent to what you're making now. You do still have some truckers that are still in the game and they making very good money. But they got to hustle. And when I say they got to hustle, they established themselves with longevity. They probably got trucks on the road. They got people working for them. They good people. And they got a tight ship being ran, whereas though everything is set up properly. But this is where I start to see a lot of people failing. When they start living that lavish lifestyle or purchasing all type of items, wanting to look like they really doing it big out here, which I get it. A lot of people out here living a certain type of lifestyle where they like, look, I done invested in all these trucks. They on the gram, they on Instagram, posting, showing you how they grew their trucking company. So you're seeing them in Bentleys, you're seeing them in all type of fashion and whatnot. They got the nice females or the beautiful wife. And then next thing you know, you started noticing, you started seeing it starting to go away. You started seeing the scams. I remember a female that they were showing before. She talked about how she made over, I forgot how many millions in trucking. But the problem was people was doing their research and they was like, yo, wait a minute. How was she making so many millions in trucking and she never was in trucking? But you don't know really how people had things set up. So when you was looking at this stuff, you was like, wait a minute, I don't know. The next thing you know, I guess people start doing their thing. They started looking at her background, and then next thing you found out that she went to jail for scamming. And then next thing you know, they started seeing that she was doing courses. And it's like, wait a minute, hold up. Something ain't adding up. And then you found out that her LLC wasn't valid. She did not have the trucks that she said she had. This is, I think, had people looking at the trucking field like it was a cash flowing business to get in, where people were just walking away with just millions of dollars. They was turning in a couple thousand of dollars. They was turning a couple thousand into like damn near 100,000, 200,000. And then next thing you know, they becoming millionaires within 6 to 12 months. It's a false hope. Got people out here thinking that you're going to be able to make all this money in trucking. And trucking is a booming field. But where people are falling short is when you do start making money. You looking at all these people sitting up there talking about these courses that they can sell you. It's a lie. I got into trucking, and once I was about to go out here and buy my own truck, I was like, hold up, let me fall back a little bit. Let me understand this business a little bit more. And then next thing you know, after the pandemic, it's just, you seen people start falling off. Because there was so many people in the industry, so many people in this industry, and had people thinking that it was just easy. And it's not. It's work. And a lot of times when you start looking at people that's doing something, you start thinking that you can do it. No. Even I felt that way until I started understanding by talking to other people. They was like, yo, I had my own truck, but I had to get out of it. Not to say that it wasn't profitable, but everybody's not made to have their own trucking company because all the overhead with the breakdowns, it put people out of business. Breakdowns is one of the things that will put a lot of people out of commission. I know 3 guys that it put out of commission. Once one truck went down, they had a couple trucks running, and then next thing you know, That cold weather hit, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That cold weather hit. For some odd reason, things start acting crazy up on these trucks. And by me being with a company, my truck went down a couple times in the cold. But we got trucks, we got backups on top of backups. And then when you have no more backups, we able to go to another terminal and swap out. It's just what it is, because we that big of a company. But you have so much to worry about. Not to say that you can't do it. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you can't do it. But this is the thing that a lot of people don't talk about. And one of the reasons why a lot of people don't talk about it is because a lot of times people are not thinking about it. Because it's like, yo, if I get a new truck, but that's the problem. That new truck comes with high insurance, a high truck payment. And you gotta put in that work in order to make that money. And sometimes just putting in work is not going to get you that money, because sometimes, a lot of times, these businesses are not just giving you contracts off of you being new, talking about, oh, I'm a good worker. They don't care about how good of a worker you are when you don't have no credibility with them. This is what's happening now. Like, you got people that's just, it's just all over the place. And this is, I think, what's causing so many people now that's putting clips up online talking about, I'm getting out of trucking, I'm swimming in debt. This is the thing that's hurting a lot of people. And I seen it and I witnessed it, and I can see how it can happen. Because one of the things you gotta trust, you gotta understand too. Owning a truck and having a family, it's two different aspects. It's two different perspectives you have to look at. I'm going to tell you why. When you leave home, what's one of the things that you see when you leave home? You see that you have a house that you have to pay for. You see that you have certain things that you have. You have that car note. That's two things. You got that home, that car note, and if the woman that you with don't have money coming in, or she's not paying anything, ooh, you're gonna be swimming in debt. Because that means everything you have to upkeep on has nothing to do with your truck, which translate over to your resources that you need to put into your truck. So that means that everything that you have outside of trucking is going to end up making things complicated. This is why it's not for the weak, and it's not for the people that's stressed and they're swimming in all types of debt. Whereas though it's making it hard to be able to survive out here and live. These are the things that a lot of people don't really talk about. They just talk about just trucking. Trucking is just not all about just trucking. It's about all the other things that you got going on. So if you don't have other things going on, you just all about trucking, that means you're one of the ones that just probably live inside the truck and you don't have a family. Because I don't know many people that have a full family and everybody lives inside the truck. It's not, I'm not going to say it's not possible, but it's most likely not possible. Because they're going to call the people on you and they're going to have your kids taken away. And it's going to take a certain type of wife to live in a truck with that. It's not the norm. So when you look at how easy it is to go broke, that's the easy part. Like, I watched this one dude. I can't even remember his name, but I remember he had, I don't know how many cars he had. He had some nice cars. Nice cars. He had a nice home, and I think he had a wife, because he said, me and my wife, he kept calling us Joan his wife. But I was like, damn, he got a lot going on. And he be over the road. And I used to watch him. I can't remember who the guy is. But I was just like, damn, I'm wondering now today, like, how is he still operating? Is he still operating that way? Is it still, I don't see him come across my timeline anymore. I can't quite remember him. His page or whatnot, because you know how you watch people and then next thing you know you start watching them and then you kind of forget about them, but then all of a sudden they pop up in your head like, oh damn, I remember a dude I used to watch, but you can't quite remember their page. And I remember he had some nice vehicles. He had like 3, and he had a wife. He had this nice beautiful home, and he was an owner operator. But that was like years ago. That was like maybe what, a good maybe 6-7 years ago. I used to watch this dude. So I don't know what he doing now. I don't know if everything is doing good. I don't know if he invested his money right. I don't know if he's still making money like that. I don't see him come across my timeline no more. So I don't know. You know how the algorithm kind of plays around. But it made me sit back and wonder, like, when you see certain things and certain traits that people have, how they like to live a certain type of lifestyle, it can bring a lot of people down. Because this is the one thing that you notice when you start watching people. And I remember watching a girl, Coco Journey, right? I don't know if you ever watched her. I seen when she started going through it. I don't know if it was just for clicks, but it looked like she started suffering some mental things that was kind of breaking her down. And she was just like, yo, these trucks are like breaking down. So when I looked at how our old videos were, she had a bunch of trucks. And then all of a sudden, you don't see these trucks no more. You just don't see them. It's like they don't even exist. And you start seeing her putting money into another vehicle, another truck. And I'm like, damn, did she lose her trucks, or did it, like, they just was money? They were just killing her growth when it comes to the finances. And then next thing I know, I was like, wait a minute. She was like, I'm selling my homes. I thought she had a couple properties. You don't know. You don't know what's real no more. You just know that when people start showing their vulnerabilities and they showing that they're going through it mentally, you start looking at everything, and it makes you really start analyzing everything. And it makes you start looking at everything saying, whoa, wow, this is real. Like, this can get crazy. And when you see that things can get crazy, it can spiral out of control. This is why I realized, even me, I started wilding out. I remember in my maybe third year being into trucking, I started wilding out. I had 5 cars. Yes, 5 cars. I had I was done a renovation on my duplex, and I had tenants up on another floor, so they were still paying rent and whatnot. But at that time, even though I'm going through a divorce now, but at this time, me and my the person I was married to, just rocking out, and I had 5 cars in the driveway, and yo, I'm sitting back now, I'm like, damn, I really was wilding out. And now I got 2 vehicles to my name. And my truck just went down. Maybe not just went down. My truck went down maybe about 6 or 7 months ago. Still got it in the driveway. I was getting it repaired until I found out that the frame was rusted extremely bad. Like to the point where as though it's not worth fixing the truck. Not worth putting the transmission in. GM, you know, need to do recalls on that bull-ish. But hey, that's a different story. But I realized that I was living way above, doing too much, yo. And a lot of times when you start doing too much, it's one of the, see, this is the thing I learned about life. I noticed that people will pass judgment. They like, you're stupid. People need to live below their means. Shut up. If most people live below their means, a lot of stuff out here wouldn't sell. Not to say that it's right or wrong, but it is wrong to live above your means. But I'm going to tell you another thing. Sometimes when you do live above your means, it do make you, some people, make you start to hustle harder to get more money. Because you like, oh man, I'm spending like crazy. I gotta up my hustle. 2 different type of people out here. It can motivate them more, and they end up still being able to hold on to all the things that they have, because they end up hustling harder. But everybody can't operate that way. And I was the one that was like, all right, I need to hustle harder, but also I got to get rid of some shit. I ain't going to front. I was like, all right, it's time to start getting rid of some stuff because I'm doing too much. But at the same time, this is why I say you cannot live to be that person out here that's thinking you're going to floss on everything. You're going to be doing your thing. Oh, I'm doing. It's like, because half of the time when you think about why a lot of truckers out here and a lot of people out here go broke, it's because you living for other people. Let's be real. You're not really living for yourself. If you got 15, 14, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars, you ain't living for you. You basically just bought it out of control just to, because it's hard to like that much stuff. I ain't going to front. After a while, and I'm not rich, but I realize after a while, man, it starts to become a burden. Car insurance. Then next thing you know, it's like, why do I got all this? I only really like one or two things like that. But it's like a drug. And that's probably why, one of the reasons why repos and foreclosures are at its highest right now. Because of what's going on today. It's the buy. We're in a buy economy. Buy. Everything we see, we buy. I'm guilty. I'm not going to play dumb. I'm not going to act like I'm not guilty. I am guilty. Listen to me. I am guilty. So I'm not going to sit back and act like I'm not guilty. A lot of us is guilty. It's the reason why Christmas come around once a year and it causes people to lose their damn mind. Lose their mind. You got people now still have not caught up to the rent or to the mortgage. It's the reason why people are behind on these car notes, all because Christmas. But Christmas ain't to blame. It's basically the behavior of why a lot of people today are really in struggle mode. It's hard to get out of struggle mode when you have a mentality, I need to buy. Oh, I got a couple dollars. What's a couple dollars? Oh, I got extra $500 in the bank account. Extra $500? Nah, you don't really got an extra $500. You got $500 that's sitting there just in case something happened, because you ain't got a couple thousand if something go wrong. That's why they always say today, most people are one paycheck away from claiming bankruptcy or from losing their mind. And it's sad because I just lost a cousin of mine. This will happen last week. Last week, I lost a cousin of mine that just took his life off of stress and finances. And I don't know everything else that was going on, but it just goes to show you this is where we at today. So I think right now people got to kind of wake up and wise up, you know, and be a lot smarter. If you watch this whole video, like and subscribe, baby. But do y'all think out here, all right? And keep grinding.